welcome back to Even the Volvo. That's my Swedish accent for you. What do you think? Pretty good? I think it's pretty good. For those of you that don't know about this car, I bought it back in July as part of a campaign I was doing with Shell V-Power. Tunnel run. What a noise! At the end of that campaign, I had formed such an attachment with this car, I decided I didn't want to sell it. I wanted to keep it, do a full nut and bolt restoration to it, and then turn it into some kind of project car. However, I got distracted, time ran away from me, and now I haven't done any of those things. But I have been using it day in, day out. Do not think this car has gone unloved for the last 6 months. In fact, it's effectively been my daily, because apart from the Twizy, which was very kindly lent to me by Renault UK, and the 360, which unfortunately I'm not using as much because of the weather and other commitments, it just means that I'm in the Volvo 95% of the time. This is what I'm driving, and I love it. I mean, it rattles a lot. Yeah, it's a hunk of junk, but I really love it. And ahead of next year, I've been trying to work out what to do with it, and I did consider sending it to the scrapyard. Sorry, I can't bear to think of this car sort of sitting on another forecourt for a whole lot of time and no one looking after it, and I also can't bear the thought of it being ripped apart and sold off for scrap. So I've come up with a very cunning plan. In Blackadder style, I've worked out how to give Ivan another lifeline. I'm going to give him to my sister. Ha! I don't think she's that excited about this, but anyway, listen to my plan. Essentially, my sister wants to upgrade her car, wants to change her car. But to do so, she needs to sell her current car first. So I said, well look, why don't you sell your car now? Then you can use Ivan for a few months and save up some money so that when you buy a new car, you could potentially get something even better than what you've got currently. She started to listen and pay attention. It means that Ivan gets to hang around a bit longer, I get to have a bit longer to figure out what to do with him, and she gets to be able to, save up some cash. Win-win all round. Well, no, win-win for Ivan, really. No one else is winning. Anyway, before I hand the keys over to her, I thought I should probably give the car sort of a once-over to make sure it's not going to implode the minute she drives it to work. Now, I did get the car looked at by a sort of Volvo specialist before I started using it heavily in sort of September time, but it really was a sort of quick gloss over the essential parts. And recently, I've been speaking to Kwik Fit. You might remember I worked with Kwik Fit earlier in the year, and I've been talking to them about lots of different things, and of course, Drive the World. And they were asking what cars I'm using at the moment. When I mentioned Ivan, they said, have you had the brakes checked on that car? I said, no. Should I? Because apart from tyres, of course, Kwik Fit do lots of different things, but brake testing is one of the main things they do. So they said that that's something I should probably get done ASAP. So that's what I'm doing today. I headed along to Kwik Fit to see, after 169,000 miles and 20 odd years, Ivan's got any brakes left. So welcome to Kwik Fit Gravesend. You may remember this is where Tony and I came earlier in the year ahead of our Irish adventure. I've just handed the keys to Ivan over to the guys here. The very first part of any sort of brake check is to do a road test. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm never going to see any of the guys here again because I'm not sure Ivan will make it back. I mean, I love that car and I'm very fond of it, but I haven't treated it that well over the last 6 months. And I did say that it sort of had a once-over from a Volvo specialist, but they really didn't get into the nitty-gritty, and I just don't think there are many brakes left on that car, so I always am a little bit timid when driving it, and it'll be the first time these guys have jumped in, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's roadworthy, it's got an MOT and things, so it can't be that bad. But anyway, I have to sit tight, wait for it to return in all its splendour and glory, where it then gets pulled into a bay, and then they sort of take wheels off and actually start looking at the sort of mechanical parts rather than just the feel. So fingers crossed, in 5 minutes or so we'll see Ivan pulling back in a safe way, and then we can start to understand just what potential issues there might be. Right, the front pad is now off. This is basically a visual inspection at this stage. As you can see, loads of life still in there. The guys are looking for, well, basically once it's worn down to around 3 mils when they advise changing it, and that to me looks like a lot more than 3 mils. So Ivan, you've been very kind on your front pads. We've got to check discs still as well, but I feel like that's a good sign. Onwards, good sir, onwards. Moving on to the rear brakes, we've come across, well, the guys have actually spotted a slight issue for today. You might be able to see here, there are these sort of pins holding the, I guess the pad, the disc and the whole sort of thing together. Now, these pins are very old and rusty, and there should actually be a bit of a cover over those, but that's either rotted away or disappeared or not been put back on after service. And if we take those pins out, they have to be replaced. We can't put them back in once they're out, and that means ordering in parts and blah blah. And I don't want to do that. I want to drive Ivan away today. So what they're going to do is try and take some measurements just of the pad and the disc anyway. On a visual inspection, they said that they're looking pretty decent. You can kind of see the width of the pad, and there's no sort of big lip on the disc. So we're okay, but they're just going to take a couple of just sort of safety measurements anyway. But can't actually sort of take parts off the back without rendering Ivan unusable for at least a few days, and I can't do that because, as I explained, this is my daily. Well, what an incredibly pleasant surprise. There's life in the old dog yet, Ivan, with your brakes. What a lad you are. So yes, pads and discs fundamentally healthy. The guys are now just checking the pistons inside the calipers as well to make sure they're all alright. They'll then do a report on the actual brake fluid too, but they're expecting everything is to be okay. So this is just more proof that Ivan the Volvo is one of the best cars out there ever, and possibly one of the best car purchases I've ever made. I'm so happy that he's sticking around in my life, kind of, you know, one step away. If my sister writes him off, I will be furious. And I'm going to take some lovely pictures with my Leica Q that I'm still loving, and then yeah, wait for Ivan to be ready so I can drive him home. Well, what a positive morning. There's my brake report. Big thanks to Kwik Fit for allowing me, facilitating me, letting me come and do this brake test. It's been a peace of mind exercise. But I also want to let you know about something else really cool they're doing. They're doing Quickmas, big Christmas giveaways, and they're giving away some STG goodies. So I'll put a link below. You can go check it out. There's a whole game involved, and yes, do that. I think it ends 31st of December, so make sure you check it out before then. And today is the day they're giving away the STG goodies, so hit that link. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. A little update on Ivan the Beast, who, as I say, will now be going into the caretaker. I'm not going to say the ownership, the caretakership of my sister. She best look after it. And when she finally buys a new car, I'll have to work out what next to do with it. Anyone want Ivan? Anyway, give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.